Hey, what's going, y'all? It is yours truly once again. This title here is really dear to my heart because I really feel like my whole life, my whole sensories has been going in this direction. And as I get older, this becomes so much more profound for me because um, if the Creator has ever, ever had in mind for me to have children in this world, I want my children to be birthed from a very superhuman, supernatural union with that special lady out there, you know. Um, and I speak that for everyone else who has a similar feeling like mine, especially as you watch the rest, listen to the rest of this video, and especially for those who have been subscribed to my channel. People who are subscribed to my channel that truly give me good insight and they positive and stuff like, you know, y'all my family. I don't even call y'all my subscribers, you know. And I hope more people want to be in my family because, I have not had a lot of family growing up. You know, I was always treated different and pretty much I was kind of left that way, if that makes sense. You know, I wasn't abandoned to be an outsider. I was abandoned as an outsider, if that makes sense. Like I was just always a certain way that they didn't want to be around. It wasn't like they kicked me out and I was like an outcast. It was like they just didn't want to be around me. It's just a different thing that I've had to deal with most of my life. So just imagine that I have to deal with this as a man, especially with being around the opposite sex. Um, and no, this is not a Cry Me a River video. If anything, I cry me a river to someone who's never even had interactions with the opposite sex before. And and you won't do that unless you feel very connected. Because that's what demisexual is. You won't really get intimate nor sexual with an individual that you don't have a strong emotional or spiritual or just some type of kinetic connection with, per se. You just have to have a deep connection with that person for you to really feel like you can open up in a certain way. And I can relate to this whole demisexual thing. Some people say, I'm too sensitive. Good. That's me. That's not you. You're too numb. I want a woman in the time of intimacy and sex to be feeling more feelings than me, if you will. I want to have feelings, but I want her to have feelings too. When she achieves an orgasm, it's a true orgasm. She feels very pleased by me in my presence, my essence, and who I am as a man, as an individual, as a greater man, as an angelic individual. She's feeling all this stuff inside of her about me. I'm feeling everything about her on me, if you will. And it's wonderful. And it's like I'm to the point now where I can't even have conversations with some females unless I know they are real women and I know that they want to be a woman in my life. Like publicly, that's similar to as far as just certain conversations. Um, if I feel that you're not trying to like expand your mind and grow in different ways, it's hard to have a conversation with someone like that. So just imagine someone that I have thoughts of being sexual with. It's hard to expand on certain conversations if she's not even trying to be on the same page with me. And that's becoming more and more hard to do as days go by. So it makes it hard for me to get hard, if you will. Because it's just hard to have that connection with anybody out here these days. People now to the point of where they just want the feel good moment, but they don't want to stick around. They don't want to call you. They don't want to see how you doing. You might be going through something. You know, I believe a lot of people that commit suicide are people who just never had nobody call them at that particular time to just say, hey, are you okay? That's why I'm so big on not holding grudges, because I know somebody might need my call or they want me to make sure they're okay. But you also live in the era of the Me Too movement. You live in this era of the Me Too movement, and you don't want to feel like you're harassing people just because you haven't heard from them, or you just want to make sure they're okay. You just got to be like, okay, they haven't heard back from me. Okay, I haven't heard back from them, and I just have to let it be so I don't feel like I'm bugging them. Man, that is so unnatural. That is so unnatural. That is BS. For you to just have to put a person off because you don't want to feel like you're harassing them. Yet this is someone that you probably was at one point thinking about being intimate and sexual with. It makes it hard for you to even want to get to that point with them. This is where, like I said, this idea of demisexuality comes into play. Because you truly can't give your all or give a lot of you to someone you don't really know a lot of, to someone that ain't really trying to share a lot of themselves to you, you know? If anything, that's what it means by 50-50, if anything. Or just some type of reciprocation. Like Marvin Gaye said, I want you to want me too. If you don't want me, then please let me know, baby, so I don't waste any more time. I don't want to seem like I'm bugabooing anybody. But the way things go, people don't let you know how they really feel. They just get quiet on you. But yet they just wasted your time and your feelings, your ejaculation, your orgasm, just so they can have a feel good, but ain't thinking about your well-being. They don't care how well you feel or if you even do. You're going through something, so what? You know? You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. You gotta, I don't know what to tell you. I hope you're all right. That's all they have to say. But nobody really cares about you, though. But yet people want to get close to you in other ways. They don't really want to take the proper steps to really bond with somebody. That's why it's like nobody can pair bond these days. But yet everybody's so quick to lay up. Everybody's so quick to have sex, but nobody's quick to really build and be intimate and grow. You got a lot of chicks out here that don't want to be a helpmeet. They don't want to help. And you got these dudes out here preaching this whole false message of, nah, man, you ain't supposed to have a chick to help you. You're a grown man. You need to do it yourself. You need to have your own thing going. Bro, that's what she's there for. She's there to help you. Nothing wrong with her having her bag and she's sharing her bag with you. And that she's not trying to remain a certain way as a woman. She wants to be under your covering, but she got something to bring to the table. So she's sharing what she can bring to the table with me. That's cool. As long as she's got that mindset and not thinking, there ain't much I can do for you, but I can't wait to have sex with you. Because I'm not going to fly for that. We don't have a certain connection, but you just can't wait to see me so we can get in the sack. I'm not cool with that. Especially if I've been the type that's been trying my best to show you unconditional love, and you haven't really shown a lot of that back. That makes it very hard for someone that's demisexual to engage in anything sexual. Because you haven't even brought a sense of compassion, a sense of caring. You know? You want someone that's a jerk or an asshole. These dudes think that's what it takes to get these chicks laid. Man, that's demonic what a lot of these dudes are doing with these chicks. And these chicks like it like that. A lot of them do. I wish a lot of them start to get more soft and more soft-spoken. Stop being so outspoken. That's not attractive. Be more soft-spoken. Be more humble. Learn more about your indoor voice. Don't have your outdoor voice all the time going on. In the morning, talk peacefully. Wake up. Be like, hey, sweetie, how did you sleep? Are you okay? You need some water or something? You know, talk pleasant. Good morning, dear. And then, you know, I'm waking up, I'm like, hey, good morning, sweetie. You know, It ain't no yelling. What happened to that? Demisexuality. I have a deeper connection with you, you know? Sometimes, and I'll leave y'all with this because I don't really feel like I express myself fully with this video, but I know this is reaching to somebody that can relate to this feeling of you not really feeling like you can be aroused by someone that you don't have a connection with like that. But the thing is, I had a female back in the day that like, I guess during my sexual encounter with her, I guess I wasn't quite, I wasn't 100% that night. Let's put it that way. And she asked me, what's wrong? Are you impotent? What's wrong with you? Do you need some type of pills? No, yours truly never needed pills. I promise you, I've never needed pills. Promise you. But it wasn't that I was impotent. I just wasn't interested. That's what was going on. But I didn't really tell her that. I just told her I'm just, not really feeling that good, but I got you, And I did, I rested up and I smashed her good, I took care of her at that time. Let's put it that way, But just saying, overall, in the back of my mind, I still wasn't that interested in her because I didn't have a certain connection with her. She, times of sorrow, she wasn't there to listen. Times of her sorrow, I couldn't hear from her. She didn't want nobody to talk to her. I don't want to bore you with my problems. And then, I guess she didn't want to be bored with my problems either. Things like that. And you wonder why you're still single. Because you can't pair bond. You can't connect with nobody on a deep emotional level. Because you're so tarnished. And yet that's what it takes to really have some of the best sex that you ever had in your life. And some of the best intimacy. And the best connection that you ever had in your life. It's based on that connection. Without that connection, forget an erection. Signing out.